Okay. I have a few ideas now. Since I equipped that logic gear, I'm thinking to go around and hit all the logic stuff, if there is any. Um, Kim Kutsaragi. So I just talked to him. Does it give me more info? No. Andre. Okay, yeah, I remember him. Okay, so 2 logics there. Okay, let's talk to Kim. Legit, I just have 1. That's crazy. Okay.
Yes?
We're good, we're good. Why did the 41st send me?
Look at you. It's because you're a failure.
Damn.
They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
What? No, that can't be right. Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late and argues with his necktie. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck up? Like, as a joke?
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them, not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinez, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinez? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
So you are their finest. Do you really see me as a safe bet? I kind of want to say this.
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there. So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
He's right. There are no airtight theories, just paranoia. You've given it some thought. Now let it go.
Q. Alright, let's leave this guy there. Don't want to arrest him just yet. And we're gonna go to the church. And if I can get, if I have good conceptualization here. Oh, you know what? I did want to read through some of these info, right? Let's start off. I'll try to get through them here and there. So logic, cool for analysts, pure rationalists, obviously logicians. Logic urges you to analyze the living daylights out of the case. It enables you to piece evidence together, detect inconsistencies in statements, and impress everyone with your astonishing conclusions. It's the bread and butter of many a detective. At high levels, logic will be able to solve even the most complicated puzzle. You will be very proud, and thus susceptible to intellectual flattery. For those blinded by their brilliance, often miss important clues. With low levels of logic, you're going to have a hard time solving even the simplest puzzle, even if you find the pieces. Good luck putting them together. Okay. Not bad. They're quite short. I'll definitely get through them as we go.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's return to the mainland.
Lex, we're done here.
He says, adjusting his glasses as he looks out over the water.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. Two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Don't make me shoot you now. Where's our girl?
Look what the tide brought him.
Jean Vicquemer, says the man without sunglasses. Suddenly, his expression changes and he tilts his head.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Forget about all this. There's a giant. I don't want to say that. No one else seems bothered by the bleeding.
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that.
He takes a deep breath. I guess I'm gonna say it. Forget about all this. There's a giant.
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He points at you with both hands. What? Who are you people? They're my precinct, Joe. Even I know that.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I think they are.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicquemar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it.
He says, gesturing towards his companions.
Special Consultant Trent Heiderstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
He points to the sea fort.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
He adds, suddenly regaining his confidence.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you've got to have my back. Let's destroy them. Thank you, Lieutenant. Way to feed me to the wolves. Let's say free.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
She says warmly, flashing the lieutenant the tiniest of smiles.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
What is this about? Move on.
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic. You should never address her using those words again.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science.
He reminds me of the guy that was standing by the mural. Wonder. He takes a step back.
My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
Wow, he's trying to get out of here. He makes air quotes.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
He turns to you.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
How did you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
I saved his establishment, and still he betrays me? Turn to face the general direction of the whirling and yell, "Damn you, cafeteria manager! You betrayed me for the last time." I understand. Okay, God told you. Seriously.
Speaking of which, the giant aerografito in front of the building. The one that's burning. Did you do that?
It was this one junior delinquent.
I don't know. It had shit kid written all over it.
He squints at you suspiciously. You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true.
He exchanges a look with the special consultant.
And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Actually, I suspected something was off. Maybe if you hadn't been so sarcastic, I would have realized I knew too. I don't like being lied to. Okay, I had that coming. Let's say two.
I'm clinically depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off.
Actually, I suspected something was off.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
He adjusts his tie.
Judging by the familiarity you feel toward him, 2 years minimum? Or maybe a short but close stint on the task force. He's right. Don't start guessing. Now's not a good time.
You, nod to the female officer. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you before.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually. We're just worried.
She sighs. She gestures towards Vic Quimera.
That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you. Every time you don't show up to work, or when you do but stink. You're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries instead of working.
So Trant Heidestam turns out to be Special Consultant Trant Heidestam? What the?
Yes, I'm Tran Heilestam. I never said I wasn't Tran Heilestam.
Wait, what was up with the kid then? Oh, it is.
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
His son? What a joke. Everyone is lying to you.
Oh yeah? Where the fuck is your son now, Special Consultant? Oh yeah? What was up with all the interest in history? Spying on me?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
So, what are you special consulting here?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
Duped again. No one's who they say they are.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Gardener Scab Leader, this. Turn to the lieutenant. Tell me, at least, you are who you said you were. Okay, that does have something to do with it, yes.
No. Everyone's just a brilliant master of disguises.
You mentioned the task force.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory. Who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstown. And Guillaume baby.
Gideon. He stares at you.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yeah, first, who's Guillaume Bevy?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit.
He's not smiling.
Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde with sunglasses? Like you are?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G Bevy. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage. So not so much anymore.
He wags his finger at you.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of you.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
He trails off, not wishing to finish the sentence. Where have you been? Where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Wait, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson?
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
All will burn. Satellite Officer Vickman, make no mistake about it. Why didn't you detect or die then?
Oh, you think it was cool you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to.
None of this is ringing any bells. Move on.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
He turns to the blonde.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, Pell, and so on.
As displayed in a station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
He makes air quotes.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Socioeconomically? What the fuck? Wait, socioeconomically, you think I'm so poor I lost my memory?
Not when you phrase it like that. But I don't think critical theory... I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here.
What? He lost his memory because of capitalism?
No, not like that. I'm not talking Verrede for school here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
I drank so much I lost my memory, and I'm now slowly recovering it. I made it all up. It was a fantasy, a stupid joke. I know what I am. It might have something to do with an anomaly in the church, a 2mm hole in the world. I am a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defense mechanism, that's probably it. Capitalism. Capitalism fucked me beyond all recognition. Trant is right.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. But you know what?
He turns to the special consultant.
I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
He turns back to you.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
She interjects. I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
She pauses, remembering.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
He gestures toward the scenery.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
I'm not following too well. He nods confidently.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
I'm ready to lead again. Line detective is good for now. Probably gonna say that. He's wrong. I'm too far gone for work. Fuck all of you. I don't want to be in your unit. Line detective is good for now.
For now? I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
He looks at you, then at Trant.
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Hold on. In the ocean? Feign ignorance. It was stolen by Jacob Ari? It wasn't me. It was stolen by traffic hooligans. I drove it into the ocean when I was drunk. I thought the killer would be underwater. He was. I'm gonna say that the time had come to kill a sunset. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing there. I'm gonna say this because this guy's always being sarcastic. I'm always gonna be sarcastic with this guy, actually.
Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Underwater killer. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me.
He grabs his stomach in mirthless laughter.
Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired, and I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
He exhales to calm his breathing. Wait, my badge? I got my badge right here. Show it to them. I lost it. I haven't found it yet. What I do have is this futuristic armor. Clench your armored fist. They say that.
We're not armor cops. We're cops. People don't know us by our armor. They know us by our badges. You called in and said you lost yours. Have you found it?
I've got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic. and the badge slips out of your hand.
Aha! Catch it. Come on. Hey! Huh! I'm nice with it.
Not today, badge.
Did I get the badge? Behold my badge. The drama is unnecessary. I got the badge, all is well. Behold my badge.
And your gun?
He asks, unimpressed by the piece of plastic in your hand.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
I may have pawned it. Anyway, it's gone now. I upgraded my gun to a rifle. I'm on it 24/7. I'm tracking it down right now. I have a new gun now. Present Ruby's gun.
I don't care if you have a new gun. I only care about your old gun. Your official sidearm. You lost it, didn't you?
I don't have that. I don't have the sidearm. This is a great gun. Maybe it's not some kind of flashy sidearm, but still.
I don't care. Where is the gun the RCM gave you to kill people with? Where is that one?
I don't have that. I don't have the sidearm.
I knew it. I told you you wouldn't have it.
This isn't cause for celebration. It's bad.
I would say it's very bad. Yes. You're drunk like an asshole, Harry. Please put the stolen firearm away before you kill someone.
He turns to you. I am not drunk. I haven't started drinking again. So what? I've had a little drink. I tried not to, but I can't work as well without it. Yeah, I'm drunk. I'm also on drugs. I'm gonna say this.
Well, you let the suspect escape. Glacia something. Because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Glacier, she was some kind of spy from the Occident, specially trained. Not taking her in was the right thing to do. She gave a vital clue that led us to the island. Okay, I got duped there. She pulled one on me. Yes, I let her go as an act of mercy. That's just a small detail in a huge case you know nothing about. That doesn't matter, none of it does. We are looking at the oxygen holocaust times a quadrillion. I have come to know the final fate of man and the universe. That's wild. I'm gonna say this one.
Oh, well. If she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect. The one who shot herself. In the head.
He rubs his face in frustration.
Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now. Doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 9 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
Hey,
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
ooh, yes, what he said. I also solved the case. It solved all of it. Yeah, it was a massacre. We got wiped. Where the hell were you? The firefight is a trivial matter compared to the greatest discovery of the century. Say this.
Don't make this harder for yourself.
He says in a lowered voice.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eye and coughs.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
A cold gust of wind He pulls up his collar.
The man sighs deeply.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer, is a little odd.
You should yell something.
I am a policeman of the state to come. That's not a good idea.
Yes, let's let the big boys talk.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Some kind of anti-radiation drug he uses to induce visions. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact.
He breathes in sharply.
He can talk human beings into telling him everything. And he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
He pauses.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Hosiana. Boom, shakalaka, motherfucker. So, as you can see, I am a pretty okay detective and an absolutely giant communist.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
The man cranes his neck, still looking at the photo.
Detective?
He turns to you. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I believe the pheromone it emits may be responsible for the killer's mental degradation.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
He points to the photo.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
His tired eyes follow the photo as the lieutenant puts it away.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
I also started a nightclub in the church. Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest. The killer, Lilianovich Druss. We have a strong motive for him. The previous head of the Debraders, or Debardiers Union was assassinated by our killers. There was also a dead man on the boardwalk, a missing person I found. I also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area. I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad. So what do you say when I take this hot shit back? Point to yourself. So do I get to say all of these? I think the first thing I say is there was also a dead man on the boardwalk.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How did you know I found him?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
She says quietly.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
The previous head.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, where Everard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
The lieutenant lowers his voice just a little.
Understood, of course.
But a case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for political neutrality.
The consultant, too, has lowered his voice.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
I confiscated drugs from Kuno's dad. I don't know if they care about this.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
He turns to you. I also looked into the mystery of the doomed commercial area.
I don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10, a commercial building where all businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
She turns to Vic Guimere. Okay. I also started a nightclub in the church.
What was that? It sounded like you set up a nightclub in the church.
He cups his ear, the wind blows. Yeah, I reinvigorated the local nightlife. Yeah, I did some kids a solid, turned their lives around. Yeah, I discovered a hitherto unexplored intraponetical phenomenon. In there too, a 2mm hole in the world, let's say that.
That's great. Anthroponaut is a great new career for you. After police officer. I don't care. Go live in the Pale.
4 kids were living in a tent on the ice. They were going to drown when it melted. It's not optimal, but the building was abandoned, so he put them in there. It's okay.
Whoa.
It's not that okay. Get off this subject now.
Also, the phasmid was female. The reeds are its nest.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
He turns to you. It had gathered items in its nest, a helmet, a scope, and a passport. I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis. I think it emits a chemical that makes it look even more like the reeds.
Yes. That would be a pheromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's?
The predator seemed intoxicated somehow, like an addict. It's just a hunch, but
There are species of bees
Perpetrator.
that, under the influence of pheromones, take wasp larvae to their hives. Ants do the same with aphids, thinking they're... Do you think this is how it stayed hidden?
he stops.
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable, without any chiromones.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
He shakes his head.
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
It had gathered items in its nest,
Actually, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
I still think it was female.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
He pauses, turning something over in his head. I think it reproduces by parthenogenesis.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
As in cloning observation, just a hunch. It told me.
Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
He ignores your answer.
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
He looks around, quickly assessing the coast. Okay, conclude. It has mandibles that looked like hair, and it was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
He repeats, turning to Vikwamer.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. It's a really good thing you have that photo.
He smiles.
Without it,
He shakes his head.
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead? Or no?
The killer, Lilianovich draws. We have a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
The special consultant raises an eyebrow. A revolutionary metronome?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lily, his Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
He turns to you.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the mercenary in an act of jealousy. He killed the mercenary hoping to start a war between the company and the Union. He killed him in an act of rage induced by the phasmid's semiochemicals. Actually, I'm not sure if I have a motive. I had another thing. I'm gonna say the second one.
And it worked? You got a war going?
Yes, until we stopped it. He saw the mercenary as an ennemi combattant. There's plenty for prosecution to pick from, as far as motive is concerned.
The lieutenant is quick to correct him.
Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
It's more than that. A perfect folding mechanism like the phasmid. It's way more than that. It will win me Dora back. Oh no, it's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cup school. I did all I could. Every second was a struggle. I'm still not completely satisfied with it. It could be just a little neater. Let's say this.
Get over yourself. You're not a perfectionist. You're a cop and you did a good job, with a lot of help from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. And none of this can hide the smell of booze on the wind.
He buttons his jacket.
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
So, what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back? Point to yourself.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder.
He shrugs.
So I have to. Jude,
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
A quick nod.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go. About who I am.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
But before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
She looks around. That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of found sportswear I've amassed.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and how you're able to perform a 360-degree spin kick too.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
When was this? When was I a gym teacher? You said in Quran I was the teacher there? Why did I join the RCM then? What's it?
the regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
Which one is it that I am doing? Magnesium-based life form. I think I want to forget this. Oh, it's tough. I'm gonna gamble here. Shit, do I want to do this? Let's do it. Sheesh, I'm hoping this will give me logic when it's done. When was this? When was I a gym teacher?
In your 20s or late 20s. You've really let yourself go since then.
He looks you over. You said in Quran? I was a gym teacher there?
Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Okay, I see it now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Some chick who?
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
He thinks.
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, Dora England?
Something like that. Half Vazan.
So we weren't even married?
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
He thinks.
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
6 years? Oh, okay. 6 years is not that much. It couldn't have been 6. 3. Let's go with 3. 6 years?
Yeah, or 7. You're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and the Rangalon really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who was she?
Incredibly bangable.
Huh?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
What?
Heartbreak, Welkin. Pain, Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go home.
She turns to face the sea.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
He pauses to think.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Okay, am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No,
No, because a suspect seemed to think.
you're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Precinct 41, what kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
He tilts his head northward.
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torson and McLean?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
She arches an eyebrow, and the Sea Wing is?
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
He smiles.
He's anything but a loser. Although he would like to be seen as one. It's cooler that way.
And Price is?
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance? Let's say that.
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
What happened? Why did we need to go there?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast. Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
So, I work in the Bloody Murder Station.
Okay. It's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershore. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
He says in a reassuring tone.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The Phasmid, I need to tell Lena about this ASAP.
Who is Lena?
A cryptozoologist who lives in Jamrock on Tabernacle Road. She told me about this Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
She looks at Vekumer.
Fine, if we're gonna drop you off anyway.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon. Watch out, or she'll faint.
I don't want to leave this place yet. Lieutenant Kitsuragi, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all this. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
He pulls up his collar and looks around. The cold spring light reflected in reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Distant traffic. A scrap of newspaper drifts by, carried by the wind. It says, tensions rise in Terminal YC in light of the débardeurs strike in Terminal B. Among representatives of every industry in Coal City, you read.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
No, I mean investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
A crooked smile quivers on his lips.
Would fit in. Am crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how to finish the sentence. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
The lieutenant turns very serious all of a sudden.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
She says with a smile.
I do like the sound of that.
He returns her smile.
He's really considering it.
I'm ready. End.
Good.
She looks at you, then Vekumer.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
The man points down the street.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41 atop the motorway, to Boogie Street forking into the dark horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmair? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomny Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minna? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
What's going on? Oh, it's so much stuff to do. GG. That was a good game for sure. I had a few things I wanted to do. I really wanted to know who was in that container as well. GG though, GG. Oh. Yo, if anyone watched this from the first video, please let me know. I've been wondering that. That was like, I think we're on 53. That's crazy. I gotta finish a couple other games that I started and play some of the new ones that I got recently. Yeah, the voice actors are insane in this game. Wonder if they did voice acting for different languages. That would be so much work. No way, right? Nah, they wouldn't do that, I don't think. I'll check out the developer, see if they got any other games. Probably not, though. I'm guessing they don't have another big game like this. That could be wrong. I'm just wondering if they have any, if it's gonna put me to the menu or back in the game at the end. So I'm gonna chill. Oh, see, we'll see what happens when I reload the latest save as well. See what happens. Is that Where you putting us? Where you putting us? Back to the main menu. Collage. Whoa. Accept. Accept. Interesting. I see. That's cool. What's this? Places I have never been before. I think that's the container, actually. I didn't get to read. Interesting. How do I get out? Cool. So yeah, so he's gonna put us back here. GG's.